Hey everyone, welcome back to my final part of my in-depth review of the new Grey Knight Codex. It's been an interesting codex so far, and now it is time to go into the Lords of War, the formations, and my final thoughts on the codex. So, the Lord of War. Now, obviously, if you guys have seen the previous two codices of the 7th edition, they're starting to move some of the legendary fighters from each codex into the Lords of War slot. Ghazghkull Thraka, Logan Grimnar, and now Keldor Drago. And not only was Keldor Drago moved to the Force Organization, the Lord of War slot, but he was also really buffed up. I find he's pretty strong now, strong as ever, so I will find myself taking him in a game for sure, especially if he doesn't take up an HQ slot. So you can take 2 Librarians and Drago. That's pretty good. Of course, Grey Knights are going to be the best anti-psyker army out there anyway, but still, might as well bring him. And so now Drago has gone down in cost. Used to be 270 points, now he's gone down to 245 points. That's good. He doesn't make Paladins troops anymore, and there's no such thing as grand strategy. But he's still pretty good. He has weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5. So he's gone down in ballistic skill or weapon skill. That's the one thing. Everything else is pretty much the same as before. He is strength and toughness 4, 4 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 2+ save. So he's gone down in weapon skill to 6. That's still pretty good. He'll be hitting most things on 3s anyway, and some things on 4s still. He has Terminator armor, Storm Bolter, frag grenades, crack grenades, psycho grenades, Iron Halo, in case his shield gets broken, because he also has a Storm Shield. So just in case if the Storm Shield breaks for any reason, he also has a 4+ invulnerable save due to the Iron Halo. Special rules. He has the Aegis, he has Eternal Warrior, so that's great. He is Fearless, independent character, preferred enemy demons. He's a Psyker Mastery level 2, and he has Purity of Spirit. His Warlord trait is Demon Slayer, of course, which makes perfect sense. Why would it not be Demon Slayer? So he has the Hatred of Demons special rule, because he also has preferred enemy demons. And if he tries a Banishment Psychic power, he will successfully harness Warp Charge points on D6 rolls of 2+. Cool. But now, what makes Keldor Drago even better, besides the points drop, is his Titan Sword. It is now Strength +3, so Strength 7, AP 2, Melee, Force, Demon Bane, Master Crafted. Now, Demon Bane is if the Force Psychic power is successfully manifested and targets a unit with 1 or more weapons with this special rule, then in addition to the usual effects, all weapons with this special rule reroll to wound and armor penetration rolls against models with the demon special rule while the blessing is still in effect. So it's changed slightly. That's good. So now he's Strength 7, AP 2. Now, he used to be AP 3, and so a lot of guys with 2+ armor would walk all over him. But now he's AP 2, and now he can walk with the big boys because he has a Force weapon, Strength 7, AP 2, that can wound and pretty much kill anything. That is a heavy hitter right there. Obviously things with Eternal Warrior will be a problem, but if he goes even up against a Wraith Knight, 5s to wound, and that's not bad at all. 1 5 up plus Force equals a dead Wraith Knight. So, good stuff there. Keldor Drago, 245 points. He's a very good Lord of War. He's way better than Ghazghkull. For some reason when they moved Ghazghkull Thraka, they made him worse when they moved him to the Lord of War. At the same time, Ghazghkull Thraka got worse. But Drago, better. Cheaper, better weapon. Loss of a weapon skill, but still better weapon, way better weapon, and cheaper. I like. And next, we're going to go into the formations. Now, there's only one formation. It's called the Brotherhood. I believe it's called the Brotherhood formation. Yeah, Grey Knights Brotherhood. Now, for a formation, you need a Grandmaster. You need a Brother Captain, a Brotherhood Champion, 3 Strike Squads, 3 Terminator Squads, 2 Interceptor Squads, 2 Purgation Squads, a Dreadnought, and a Nemesis Dread Knight. So essentially pretty much everything in the Codex, minus like a Storm Raven. That's almost everything in the Codex. Wow. And the special rules, you get Brotherhood Commander, which you can reroll your Warlord trait, just as you normally get. Psychic Brotherhood, which is, as long as the formation Grandmaster is alive, all units in the formation successfully harness Warp Charge on D6 results of 3+ when taking the Psychic tests. Wow. That's insane. They're going to get their Psychic tests off really easily. And Rites of Teleportation, which means you can start Deep Striking turn 1 on a 3+. So they're going to drop in and be hilarious. And drop in and do Psychic Powers. Get them off. Good stuff there. And that's it. Yep. So that's all of the Codex. So I really hope you enjoyed this Codex review. Now it's time to talk about the Codex in general. Because obviously some people are disappointed. There were some hits, you know. The removal of any way to move elites to troops. Unfortunate. No more Cybolt ammunition. No more heavy support dreads. They're really trying to... GW, it seems, has been really trying to streamline the process and the codices to make it less... They each get their own force organization chart, but they have the same ingredients, basically, to work with. And the points seem to be really well aligned with the other codices. So here's what I see so far. I still think there's definitely competitive builds in this Codex. There's going to be a lot of fun. For me, I love Paladins. So Paladins are going to be great. I'm going to put in one Strike Squad, or maybe a Terminator Squad. One Terminator Squad, the rest Paladins. You know, I love the fact that there's 4 elite slot choices, because that compensates for the fact that you can't move elites to the troop slot, and that also means you don't need to. You can take Drago as a. You can take 2 librarians if you want, or a Brotherhood captain or something like that, sorry, brother captain. Sorry, brother captain, not a Brotherhood captain. You could take librarians. I still think librarians are going to be the key because they're cheap and they're anti-psyker and they're just awesome for the HQ slot. For the elite slot, choose your flavor. Do you love tons of purifiers? Now, obviously, the Purifier's Cleansing Flame did get nerfed in 7th edition, but they can still take 2 special weapons per squad of 5 members. So you have, 4 squads of 10 guys. That is 8 Psy Cannons. No, that is a really bad. 16 Psy Cannons. 16 Psy Cannons in that squads. So that's pretty sweet. Psy Cannons, I think, are going to be the key. Because now Grey Knights, they're going to suffer with long range. They're going to suffer against high armor from long range. So Psy Cannons may absorb some of that stuff. You don't need to take a Selm Crow anymore. That's nice. Tech Marines might be quite handy. They don't take an organization chart. So you might want to take some Tech Marines if you're running some Dreadnoughts. I think Venerable Dreads and Paladins are going to be my choice for the elite slot because they're just awesome. And I'll take a couple strike squads. For some troops, you only require 1 with this new force organization chart. Purifiers are good too. I just love Paladins. And plus, Paladins got dirt cheap for apothecaries, so you can take Feel No Pain. I might pick up another box of Paladins because I want to bring a bunch of apothecaries and have all my Paladins running around with Feel No Pain. That's going to be awesome. Dreadnoughts. So I wouldn't go Dreadnought, I would go Venerable Dread, because a Venerable Dread will survive in 7th edition. It's awesome, especially with the Tech Marine behind it. So Venerable Dread, still with the twin-linked autocannons. Strength 7 will still do some serious damage to the light armor vehicles, and it'll wound a lot of stuff. For the Rhino versus Razorback, I still like Razorbacks. If you're doing small squads, Razorbacks are great because they still have some firepower to them. And if I go Razorback, I might actually go Razorback with a twin-linked las cannon, as opposed to the Stormbolter, because the twin-linked las cannon will help you at long range for high armor. It's what we need as Grey Knights players, right? Interceptor Squad, for fast attack, I see Storm Raven Gunship is way more of the go-to than an Interceptor Squad, because you only get 2 choices for fast attacks. So Storm Raven Gunship can come in and pop anything it wants, give it a multi-melta, give it a las cannon, and just have fun. Wipe off anything off the board the turn it comes in. Enjoy yourself. The lighting just got really dark in here. Oh, that happens. Oh, just must be the sun. And Purgation Squad, yeah, they're not bad. But a Nemesis Dread Knight in the heavy support choice will make you happy person. Because Nemesis Dread Knights with a personal teleporter got cheaper. And they are going to be awesome. You shoot them across the board turn 1 with their shunt move and just attack. I'd give a Nemesis Demon Hammer and either a heavy side cannon or a heavy incinerator. If you're planning on shunting turn 1, do the heavy incinerator, incinerate your opponents, and then just keep them there and make your opponent have to deal with 2 Dread Knights that turn. As for the Land Raiders, Terminators and Paladins can now take Land Raiders as dedicated transports, so if you're going to take them as dedicated transports. Don't use up your heavy support choice for the Land Raiders. That would just be silly. Unless you want all Land Raiders, that'd be kind of fun, but yeah. And Lord Caldo Drago in the Lord of War slot, good choice. He makes a solid choice. He now has a Strength 7 AP 2 sword. Mastercrafted? I think it's Mastercrafted. Yep, Mastercrafted. So, it's going to be awesome sauce. As for the Psychic powers, they've got, nerfed on the whole, except for Hammer Hand, which is now Strength +2, which is still pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet Psychic power. Obviously, there were some nerfs. People are going to be mad about that. The Ghost Knights got removed as well. So if you have Ghost Knights, I guess you just got to make them back to Paladins or something. Mordrak's gone because Games Workshop doesn't want to put out a model, so doesn't want to have a character without a model. Makes sense. But overall, I think it was an interesting codex. And this codex is just Grey Knights now, which is easier to justify. It's just Grey Knights, and yeah, if you want to ally with the Inquisitorial groups, you can still do that. They have their own codex supplement, and you can easily tie them in. Or if you want the assassins, you can, bring in the data slate for assassins. They're not as good as they were last time, but I'll go over that in a future review. So stay tuned for the data slate on the Assassorum review, or the data slate, I guess, a review on that data slate. And I really hope you enjoyed my in-depth review of the new Grey Knights Codex. I tried to stay positive and just discuss what we can do and what we need, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned for more Codex reviews. I'm going to keep doing them. These Codex come out like every week now, so it's going to be fun. So stay tuned for more Codex reviews, stay tuned for more videos. Till next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting.